So hi there students, welcome back again to another video lesson for grade 7 mathematics quarter 4. So we are now on the 7th week of our video lesson for this quarter. So previously we have discussed measures of central tendency, wherein I have discussed with you on how to calculate mean, median, and mode of ungrouped and grouped data. So for this week, so we will again study another statistical measures, which is measures of variability. So in here, meron tayong apat na mini-measure, which namely range, average deviation, variance, and standard deviation. So meron din siya ungrouped and grouped data. Okay, so ungrouped muna i-discuss natin, and then on the next video lesson, we'll have group data. So to start our discussion, let us have our lesson objectives. So first, we will illustrate the measures of variability, range, average deviation, variance, and standard deviation. And then after that, we will calculate the measures of variability of ungrouped data. Okay, so kagaya ng ginawa natin sa measures of central tendency, in-illustrate muna natin sila, and then tsaka natin pinakita kung paano sila na-obtain, nakakalculate. So, ganun din ang gagawin natin dito. So, let's start our discussion. So, before anything else, let us first define what is measures of variability and how measures of variability differs from measures of central tendency. So when we say measures of variability, or also known as measures of dispersion, it describes how far away the data points tend to fall from the center. Okay, so di ba yung measures of central tendency, we have mean, median, and mode. Okay, so wherein yung mean, yung average, and then yung median, yung middle value, and then yung mode naman is yung most frequently occurring value. So dito, kino-consider natin yung individual score, individual data. So tinitignan natin kung gaano ba kalayo yung bawat data na yon dun sa center. So kapag center na dyan, it has something to do with mean or yung average. Kaya nga meron tayong average deviation, mean deviation. So yun. So dispersion, kung gaano kalalapit, gaano kalalayo yung mga data sa isa't isa. So common measures of variability are range, average deviation, variance, and standard deviation. So sabi ko nga, since madali lang naman ang range, and then yung average deviation, so pinagsama po natin sila. And then yung partner talaga dyan is yung variance and standard deviation. So for this video lesson, range muna and average deviation. And then on the second video lesson, we'll have variance and standard deviation. So to start our discussion, so what is range? So, madalas na po natin yung naririnig dun sa frequency distribution table, diba? As well as doon sa measures of central tendency. So, what is range again? So, of all the measures of variability, range is the easiest one to measure. Tama naman. So, ito yung madali na i-calculate, i-compute sa mga measures of variability. Why? Because range is obtained by determining the difference between the highest score and the lowest score in a distribution. So, wala siyang masyadong complicated na steps na process. It's because isusubtract lang natin yung highest score dun sa isusubtract lang natin yung lowest score dun sa highest score. So, yun lang. De-determine lang natin kung ano yung highest score, ano yung lowest score dun sa given data, given distribution, and that would be the time na makukuha natin yung range. So, yung group data, so kapag group data ang pinag-uusapan naman natin, just simply subtract the upper boundary from the lower boundary to find the value of the range. So, i-discuss na po natin yung range kapag group data since madali lang naman talaga siya. So, let us now have an example for range of ungrouped data. So, madali lang naman kasi yung range, kaya dito sa video lesson natin, magkasama yung ungroup and group sa range. So, sa range lang, hindi sa average deviation. So, let us have scores of 10 students in a 50-item quarterly exam are given below. Find the range. So, ang makikita natin dito yung mga scores na nakuha ng 10 students sa isang quarterly exam o yung tinatawag nating periodical exam. So, find the range. So, ito yung mga scores ng 10 students. Okay. So, para hindi tayo malito, pwede nating i-arrange yung mga scores. Like for example, 18 is the lowest score. And then 19. So after ng 19, line up to na tayo. 20. What else? 23, 25, and then 26. 23, 25, 26, and then line up 3, 31, 37. Line of 4, 46, and 49. So now that our data are arranged in ascending order, so pataas, so mas madali nating makikita ano yung lowest score and highest score. So basically, yung lowest score po natin dito is 18. And then our highest score is 49. So to get or to calculate the range is equal to highest score, HS, minus lowest score. So the highest score is 49, and then the lowest score is 18. So 49 minus 18, that will be the range. And 49 minus 18 is equal to 31. So ayan. So ibig sabihin, ang layo ng lowest score sa highest score is 31. Okay. So yan lang po yung range for ungrouped data. So let us have example for group data. So the table below shows the ages of 35 residents of Barangay San Isidro. So we have a frequency distribution table here, wherein in the first column, nakalagay po yung mga edad, ages. And then in the second column, we have frequency. Okay. So, para kunin ang range, so ganito lang po siya. Pag group data, range is equal to upper boundary minus lower boundary. Okay. So, sa upper boundary, ito po yung 50, yung pinakamataas. Mag-a-add lang po tayo ng 0.5. So, yung upper boundary natin is 50.5. Minus, dun sa lower boundary naman, that is 21, magsusubtract naman tayo ng 0.5. Then, it will become 20.5. Tsaka lang po natin i-subtract. So, 50.5 minus 20.5 is 30. So, yung nakuha nating range is 30. Therefore, the difference of the ages of 35 residents sa Barangay San Isidro is 30. So, ganyan kalayo yung edad ng mga 35 residents of Barangay San Isidro. So, after natin sa range, so madali lang yung range. So, let us have average deviation. So, what is average deviation? So, by the way, sa mga ibang modules, ibang mga textbooks, hindi siya average deviation. That is mean deviation. Average or mean, pareho lang po yan. Wala po silang pinagkaiba. So, average deviation, or known as mean deviation, is calculated to determine how far all values in a distribution from the mean. Okay, so since mean deviation ang pinag-uusapan natin, kinakailangan talaga nating i-compute yung average or yung mean. Kasi tinitignan natin kung gaano kalayo yung bawat score, yung individual score, dun sa mean, sa isang distribution. So, what is the formula in calculating the average deviation? So, ito yung formula niya. So, AD stands for average deviation. Sa ibang book, MD kasi mean deviation. Okay. So, yung formula natin dito is summation of the absolute value difference of the individual score and the mean all over n. So, yung x lang po dyan, yung walang bar sa taas, is yung tinatawag nating scores, yung individual score. And then, yung x bar naman is yung mean. So, kaya siya merong absolute value kasi kahit na makakuha tayo ng negative, positive pa rin po yan. Basta tandaan natin, pag may absolute value, lahat ng magiging values natin ay puro positive. And then, n is the number of observations, the total frequency. Okay, halimbawa, the number of students. Ayan. So, here are the steps in calculating the average deviation. So, yung unang step natin, compute the mean of the distribution. So, yan, syempre, we're talking about average deviation, kaya mahalaga po na i-calculate muna natin yung mean, yung average. Hindi kasi natin malalaman kung gaano kalapit or kalayo yung mga scores kung wala tayong mean. And then, add the entries in column of the absolute value difference of the score, individual score, and the mean. Okay, so ang gagamitin natin dito is yung naka-table para mas organized yung tignan. Okay, so that is subtract the mean from each score of the distribution and get the absolute value. Okay, so there are some instances kasi yung mga nakukuha nating difference is negative. Okay, so wala po kasing distance na negative siya. So kaya kinukuha natin yung absolute value. Like for example, kung ang nakuha nating value is negative 2, so the absolute value of negative 2 is positive 2. Next, add the results from the column of the absolute value difference of each score and the mean. Okay, so after natin makuha yung deviation, yan. So, i-add lang po natin yon on the second column. So, add lang natin yung mga nakuha nating mga sagot. And then, divide the sum obtained in step 3 by n. So, kapag na-total na natin, nakuha na natin yung summation, i-divide lang natin yung result na yon kung ilan yung n, kung anong value ng n. So, the recorded temperature in degrees Celsius for the past 7 days in JR's room are as follows. So, ayan yung recorded temperature. So, kung gaano kainit or kalamig dun sa kwarto ni JR for the past 7 days. So, ayan yung mga temperature, 26, 28, 23, 30, 27, 26, 24. So, A, calculate the mean. Okay. So, next, add the column. Ayan. So, kagaya ng ginawa natin sa first example kanina. Okay. So, calculate the mean. So, summation of x all over n. So, add lang natin 26 plus 28 plus 23 plus 30 plus 27 plus 26 plus 24. And then divide natin sa 7. Okay. So, add natin ngayon yung 26 hanggang 24. So, 26 plus 28, that is 54, plus 23, 77, plus 30, 107, plus 27, we have 134, plus 26, 160, plus 24, we have 184. And then, i-divide natin yung 184 sa 7. So, yung mean natin is 26.29. So, approximate lang yan. So, 26.29. Next, ilista natin yung mga temperature dito sa first column. So, 26, 28, 23, 30, 27, 26, 24. Okay. Next, subtract ngayon natin yung 26.29. Okay. Dun sa mga temperature, individual temperature. So, una, 26 minus 26.29. So, ang makukuha nating difference is negative 0.29. So, sulat natin. That is negative 0.29. And then, yung absolute value niya is 0.29. So, yun ang isusulat natin dito. Next, 28 minus 26.29. So, ang makukuha nating difference is 1.71. So, dahil positive siya, wala namang mangyayari. Positive pa rin siya. So, 1.71. Next, 23 minus 26.29. So, 23 minus 26.29 will have negative 3.29. Yung absolute value niya is 3.29. Next, absolute value of 30 minus 26.29. So, we'll have positive 3.71. Absolute value niya is 3.71. Next, 27 minus 26.29. So, that is 0.71. So, the absolute value of 0.71 is 0.71. Okay. Next. Again, yung nakuha natin na 26. 26 pa rin siya. So, kamukha lang siya ng solution nung pinakauna. So, ang sagot doon is negative 0.29. So, absolute value, 0.29. And then finally, so we have 24 minus 26.29. So, 24 minus 26.29 will have negative 2.29. So, absolute value, 2.29. So, last step, i-add lang po natin yung mga nakuha nating mga difference. So, 0.29 plus 1.71 plus 3.29 plus 3.71 plus 0.71 plus 0.29 plus 2.29. So, the sum will be 12.29. So, yung nakuha nating summation is 12.29. So, apply natin yung formula. So, average deviation is equal to the summation of the absolute value difference of each course and the mean all over n. So, that is 12.29. And then, divide natin sa 7. So, 12.29 divided by 7. So, the result will be 1.76. So, ibig sabihin, ganyan po yung average na deviation, yung average distance. So, kung gaano kalayo yung average temperature sa lahat ng temperature for the past 7 days. So, 1.76. So, let us have variance and standard deviation. So the variance and standard deviation are the most useful measures of variability. So kapag ang topic natin is measures of variability or measures of dispersion, usually naririnig talaga natin yan. So variance and standard deviation. So variance is the quotient of the sum of the square deviations from the mean divided by n minus 1. Okay. Next. While standard deviation is simply the square root of the variance. So, una muna nating sinosolve dito is yung variance. Kasi pinaka-easy naman na gawin is yung standard deviation. Kasi kung anong nakuha nating variance, kunin lang natin yung square root nun. Like for example, kung ang nakuha nating variance is 25. So, kunin lang natin yung square root ng 25, which is 5. So, yun yung magiging standard deviation natin. Okay. So, in calculating the variance and standard deviation, use the formula below. So, for variance, ayan. And then, for standard deviation naman, ayan. So, as you can see, ayan, sa variance, S squared, okay? So, yan ang magiging formula. And then, once na nakuha natin yon, kukunin lang natin yung square root. Okay, so dito, kapag yung nakuha nating sagot is 0, so yung nakuha nating standard deviation, SD, is 0, it means yung mga scores ay magkakamuka. Okay, so halimbawa, merong 10 students, yung scores nila sa test, lahat 25 out of 30. So, lahat ng 25. So, hindi na natin kailangan pang isolve yung standard deviation kasi ang sagot lang automatically doon is 0. Kasi wala namang magkakalayong score doon. Hindi naman natin ma-determine kung gaano kalapit or kalayo yung scores kung pare-pareho lang naman yung score. So, automatically 0 po yung sagot. So, ito yung mga steps in calculating the variance and standard deviation. So, first, find the mean. Okay, it has something to do with the mean pa rin, average. And then, get the difference between each score and the mean. And then, get the square of the difference. And then, get the sum of the squared deviations in step 3. So, mamaya isa-isahin natin yung mga steps na yan. Explain natin talaga sila mamaya using example. And then, divide the sum of the squared difference by n minus 1. The number obtained is the variance. And then, take the square root of the variance. That will be the value of the standard deviation. So, let us have an example. So, final grades of 10 students in math are as follows. So, ayun yung mga final grades. Kasi natapos na yung quarter. First quarter to fourth quarter. So, find the standard deviation. So, yung standard deviation naman dyan, ma-obtain siya kapag meron ng variance. So, kaya, makikita nyo mamaya kung ano yung variance and standard deviation. So, yun yung ating table. So, ayan. So, yung first step na kailangan natin gawin dito is yung kunin natin yung mean. Okay. So, summation of x over n. So, add lang natin yung mga nakuha natin, yung mga grades. So, 84 plus 95 plus 76 plus 82 plus 86 plus 91 plus 85 plus 94 plus 88, plus 79. All over 10. So, kapag in-add natin yung mga scores na yan, ay mga grades na yan, so we'll get 860. Divide natin sa 10. So, yung mean natin is 86. Next, second column tayo ngayon. So, isusubtract natin yung mean sa lahat ng score ng mga grades na nasa first column. So, hindi natin kailangan kunin dito yung absolute value difference dahil kapag in-square natin yung result sa second column, magiging positive naman doon sa third column. Okay, so kasi negative times negative, that is positive. So let's start. So 84 minus 86, that is negative 2. 95 minus 86, we have 9. 76 minus 86, negative 10. 82 minus 86, negative 4. 86 minus 86, 0. 91 minus 86, we have 5. 85 minus 86, negative 1. 94 minus 86, we have 8. 88 minus 86, we have 2. And then 79 minus 86, we have negative 7. And then square natin yung mga results na nakuha natin sa second column. So, negative 2 square, we have 4. 9 square, 81. Negative 10 square, we have 100. Negative 4 square, that is 16. 0 square, that is 0. 5 square, we have 25. Negative 1 square, that is 1. 8 square, 64. 2 square, we have 64. And the negative 7 square, we have 49. So, kunin natin yung summation. Okay, so, ito ko na lang siya ilagay. So, summation, the squared deviation. Okay, so add lang natin yung nasa third column. So 4 plus 81, that's 85. Plus 100, 185. Plus 16, 201. Plus 26, 226. Plus 1, 227. 227 plus 64, we have 291. And then 291 plus 4, we have 295. And then 295, we have 344. So, apply natin yung formula for variance. So, ito siya. Okay. So, yung nakuha nating summation is 344, di ba? Divide natin sa n minus 1. N is 10. Minus 1, that is 9. So, 344 over 9. So, divide lang po natin yung 344 by 9. So, kapag dinivide natin yung 344 by 9, ang makukuha nating sagot is 38.22. So, yung 2 dyan is repeating. So, and then, para makuha natin yung standard deviation, yung nakuha nating variance na 38.22, square root lang po natin. Okay. So, square root of 38.22. So, yung makukuha nating standard deviation is 6.18. So, ayan. So, yan po ang value ng standard deviation. Okay, so ganyan kalalayo yung mga scores. So let us have an example. So the table below shows the weekly savings in pesos of Ray for the past 8 weeks. Determine the standard deviation. So ayan. So first, calculate the mean. Summation of x over n. So, 33 plus 45 plus 52 plus 26 plus 57 plus 38 plus 42 plus 47. And then, divide natin yan sa 8. So, divide natin, add natin muna. So, we have 33 plus 45, that is 78, plus 52, 130, plus 26, we have 156, plus 57, that is 213, plus 38, 251, plus 42, 293, plus 47, we have 340. So, 340, i-divide natin sa 8. So, kapag dinivide natin yung 340 by 8, ang makukuha nating mean is 42.5. Okay, so yan po yung ating mean. Ibig sabihin, yun yung average weekly savings ni Ray. Okay, so next. Mag-subtract tayo niyan. So, 33 minus 42.5. So, 33 minus 42.5. So, ang makukuha nating difference is negative 9.5. Next, 45 minus 42.5, we have 2.5. 52 minus 42.5, we have 9.5. 26 minus 42.5, that is negative 16.5. 57 minus 42.5, that is 14.5. 38 minus 42.5, we have negative 4.5. 42 minus 42.5, that is negative 0.5. And finally, 47 minus 42.5, we have 4.5. And then square lang natin sa third column, so negative 9.5 square. We have 90.25. 2.5 square, that is 6.25. 9.5 square, that is also 90.25. And then 16.5 square, that is equal to 272.25. Next, 14.5 square, that is 210.25. Negative 4.5 square, that is positive 20.25. Negative 0.5 square, that is 0.25. And then finally, 4.5 square, that is also 20.25. Okay. Next, kunin natin yung summation ng square ng deviations. Square of the difference of the deviation. Okay, so add lang natin yung mga nasa third column. So, 90.25 hanggang 20.25. So, kapag in-add natin lahat ng mga nakuha natin sa third column, ang makukuha nating sum ay 710. Okay, next. Let's have variance. Okay. So, yung nakuha nating summation is 710, di ba? And then, divide natin sa n minus 1, that is 8 minus 1. So, sulat natin dito. So, s squared is equal to 710 over 8 minus 1, that is 7. So, divide lang natin yung 710 sa 7. Ang makukuha nating sagot is 101.43. And then, square root natin yon. So, square root of 101.3 will have 10.07. So, yun ang magsisilbing standard deviation. So, I hope naging clear yung discussion natin regarding measures of variability for ungrouped data. So, on the next video lesson, we'll now be discussing illustrating measures of variability of group data. So, hindi ko na i-discuss yung range of group data. It's because nandito na siya sa ating video lesson. Anyway, madali lang naman siya. So, yung di-discuss natin dyan is yung average deviation, variance, and standard deviation. So, that's all. Thank you.